I just finished reading Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and I 100% understand what Charlie XCX meant when she said,
I think I'm gonna die in this house.
I don't want to go far at all into the plot of this story because I think it would be really easy to get into spoiler territory, but I want to give you like the simplest gist, and then I want to talk about the themes of this book and what I think sets it apart. Wuthering Heights is about a man named Lockwood who has rented an estate from another man named Heathcliff in the wild, desolate moors of Yorkshire, England in 1801. After he gets settled in at his new home, he decides to trek a few miles across the moors to meet Heathcliff at his own estate, which is called Wuthering Heights. But right after he gets there, a snowstorm starts and he finds himself hunkering down in a guest room at Heathcliff's home for the night. In that guest room, he finds an old diary written by a young girl named Catherine, and as he starts reading it, he realizes it's about her and a younger Heathcliff written decades before. So naturally, he decides to ask one of the maids, Nellie, about the diary, and the rest of the book is her telling the story about Heathcliff and Catherine as they grew up together in Wuthering Heights all the way through modern day. I'll stop there with the plot, but just know that when people say that this is a romantic book, the only thing that they could be referring to is the fact that this is from the era of Romanticism, when art focused on individuality and emotion and nature. This book does that very well, and while it is about love, it is not very happy, and all the characters in this book are just emotionally depraved and quite honestly terrible. As far as themes go in this story, we are obviously dealing with race and class and gender norms, but we're also dealing with violence and passion and revenge that literally spans generations. And it's all tied to the fact that Catherine and Heathcliff had this undeniable connection, but everyone else in the world seems to have a problem with it. And the reason why I think this book still holds up today is because a lot of those themes are still major themes that we're dealing with in society. And it's interesting to look at those themes from the perspective of someone 200 years ago in what feels like a totally different world. All in all, I can definitely see why this book is still talked about over 200 years after it came out, and I'm honestly so glad that I finally read it.